Hey everybody, my name is Melynda and I am making an introduction video today for our new YouTube channel for Canadian National Trades. So Canadian National Trades, what is it and who am I? I'm just going to do a brief introduction into the company right now because I will be posting another video next week with our founder Diana. Like I said, I am Melynda. I am the Vice President. I am also the Program Manager for the Canadian Skilled Trades Association. So I am a tradesperson of over 20 years. I originally started in drywall and then I became a coppersmith as well. And what that is I make beautiful copper doors, backsplashes, hood vents, all mostly out of copper, some stainless, a little bit of brass, aluminum, that kind of thing. But how I got started. So I was very young and I kind of felt like I had never been very good at anything in my whole life. And I made a dustpan in my grade 7 shop class and I knew from that moment on that I wanted to be in construction. I wanted to build things. So I know that that doesn't happen very often for young kids nowadays, but that just happened to be my path. So from that moment on, I decided that I was going to be a tradesperson. My father, who is highly educated, and my mother as well, my sister as well, all kind of pushed me to go university route, but I struggled really, really badly in school, whether I actually struggled or I made it difficult for myself, that's neither here nor there. So when I was very young, I ended up moving out of my parents' house. I was that little bit of a bad kid, I'm sure some of us were. And I got a job in construction, sweeping floors, doing labor, which was terrible at the time. So back then, about 20 years ago, very few women in construction. It was very, very difficult. I am one of the lucky ones, however. I did meet somebody on site who took me under their wing and man, just taught me everything that I could possibly know at the time. Now that I am a little bit older, I realize every day that I learn something that, so I call myself the forever apprentice. So I'm learning something new every day from people from all over the world that I've worked with that I never thought I'd ever see in my life. So at that point, I then decided that I wanted to be a welder. And it was very difficult back then, I'm sure, because there weren't very many women in construction. So I set out on a path to find a welding company that was willing to hire me. And that proved to be much more difficult than I expected. So I got laughed out of pretty much every welding shop that I went to in Calgary. And they said that why would they pay me $15 an hour to have every guy they got working for them follow me around like a lost little puppy dog? So that was my real introduction into metalwork. So I did end up meeting a coppersmith by chance, and I worked with him for about, I don't know, 3.5, 4 years, something like that. And in 2005, I broke out on my own and I started my own company. So I then worked in Calgary up until about 2012 and moved to BC. I have been in the industry doing drywall, doing metalwork, all of that time here in BC as well. Mostly drywall. The industry out here for metal was really difficult when I came out here and I needed to pay rent, so you do what you gotta do, right? So I went back to drywall, worked for many, many companies here in the Lower Mainland that were really great to me. And I definitely consider myself one of the lucky ones. I got in with some really great people and I had some really great opportunities. But that doesn't happen for all young kids. And that's where CNT really comes into play. CNT, Canadian National Trades, is the company. So I won't go into much detail about how it was founded. I am going to be doing an interview with Diana next week, who is the founder of the company. I am just her partner, and I'm the Robin to her Batman. And we will talk further about how the company started, why it started, that kind of thing with Diana when we do our next interview. So Canadian National Trades is an organization that puts on a show every year called Trades Expo. Trades Expo is the largest hands-on the tools trades event that happens in BC every year. Now, we actually last year had over 1,500 kids from all the school districts come out and get an opportunity to physically get their hands on the tools, which is something that I think is missing for a lot of young people. There is a lot of opportunity out there right now, and there are fewer babies born now than there ever have been before. Here in BC, we are coming into an epidemic where over 70% of the actual trades population is going to be retiring within the next 5 to 7 years. And where are all the future tradespeople going to come from? So we asked ourselves that question, and out of it came CNT, Canadian National Trades. So we created this company to help young people get an opportunity to physically get into a construction job. And then from there, they have all sorts of options for training streams. I'm sure you've heard of the ITA, the Industry Training Authority, which harbors the Red Seal program. They have some incredible programs. Unfortunately, not all of those programs are made for all of the kids that are out there. So right now within the school system, and I'm sure that I'm speaking to many people in this video that have kids that are developmentally challenged or do have some sort of a learning disability, or maybe even just a behavioral disability. They have really high anxiety, they have test anxiety, they have that kind of thing. We realized while working hand in hand with the Surrey School District that there was a ton of kids out there that just don't have what it takes to get through a mainstream training program. And that, at the end of the day, is what it is. I know, because I am one of those kids. I am somebody who I just don't learn like everyone else. And I know that there's a lot of us out there. But those kids within the school system seem to be falling through the cracks. So they are kids that are extremely talented, but have no opportunity. So Canadian National Trades has developed a program to help companies actually get into the schools, talk with these kids, vet these kids, and hopefully have them out onto job sites to be able to take a look and see what's going on. So I'm sure that growing up, all of you know that there is electricians, and there's plumbers, and there's welders, and there's things. But as I was growing up, that's pretty much all I knew about the trades. I knew carpentry. I didn't realize that there was like 8 different ways of carpentry that somebody could go if they were specializing. And we are in an era right now where you have to specialize in something. So you can be a floor layer, but you pick. You do carpet, you do tile, you do hardwood, you do laminate. You pick one and you go that way. Very, very few people nowadays actually do them all. So when you're a young kid in school, you know that obviously the electricians and the plumbers and the backhoe drivers and the truckers and that kind of thing. But do you know that there's concrete workers and there's formworks guys and there's rebar people and there's a specialty to each avenue that you can take when you're going into construction. So a big thing about CNT is that we help these kids realize exactly what opportunities are out there for them. We then partner with the company. The company then is allowed to take those kids out onto the job site, give them an opportunity to explore the trade a little bit and see if it's something for them. Now, we are in a crisis here in BC where, like I said, there's so many people retiring. There are so few people getting into the trades. Trades is really the way to go now. A lot of parents are starting to realize that it is not as important for maybe their kid to go to college or go to university. There's also a lot of people out there, especially I know if I'm talking to somebody who lives in the Lower Mainland, it is expensive. It is very difficult to be able to afford a living wage, pay your house, pay your mortgage. I mean, for most of us, we'll never be able to own here in BC, but also pay your rent and go out and go to college or go to university or pay for your kids to go to college or university. So trades is a really great opportunity for you to learn a skill and make money at the same time. Genius, I know. So it is one of the best opportunities out there right now for kids. And a lot of people are starting to realize that. So we have created this company to hopefully help alleviate some of those problems. And we have gotten the opportunity to pair with some of the school boards throughout the Lower Mainland. They have given us the opportunity to go into their classrooms and speak with their kids one-on-one before they get out into the workforce, which is a big thing. Once kids get out into the workforce, they have opportunities galore. They oftentimes don't know where they fit. So being able to harness them when they are in grade 11 or grade 12 and maybe get them an opportunity to get some skill, get out onto a job site once a week to be able to do some labor work before they even get out of school is a great way to go. Now, if you guys know anything about what goes on in Europe, this is pretty much the way that their entire educational system works. In many countries in Europe, you have to choose when you are quite young. You have to pick if you want to go university route or if you want to go into a trades route, and then they start training you very young. So here in Canada, we don't do that. We kind of just throw kids out into the workforce and hope that they float, you know what I mean? So CNT is dedicated to helping these kids get an opportunity to figure out what they want to do and get it onto a job site and get some skill before they even graduate. So I just wanted to say thank you for tuning into my first video. And like I said, over the course of the next, several videos, I am going to be doing interviews with some people. We're hoping to talk to some of the people at the Industry Training Authority. I'm going to be doing some interviews with future trade people. And of course, you will get the opportunity to meet Diana. And she is the reason why this has all begun. So thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. You can check us out at our Facebook page and our Instagram below, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep informed on what's going on and how the program is developing. Now, if you do have a kid that you think in the Lower Mainland, because we're specializing here right now, we are hoping to take it national in the next 5 years, but right now we're just concentrating on BC. If you have a kid or you are a kid that you feel like something that this would work for you, please don't hesitate to get onto our website, check it out, send me an email. All of my information is on there, my phone number. Call me at any time if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day.